What's up, smart homers? My name's Aaron. I made a video a while ago where I compared 7 different smart locks that work with Home Assistant, and in this video I want to quickly show you the lock that got away. One lock that didn't make the list, but has quickly become one of my favorite smart locks. The Ultraloq U-Bolt Pro with Z-Wave. Full disclosure, Ultraloq did send me this lock, but they didn't have any say in what I say about it. Like I did in my comparison video, I'm going to go over the features of this lock, I'm going to show you how to install it, how to pair it, and how to use it. Throughout, I'll try to show you how it stacks up against the other locks we've looked at, including the Ultraloq U-Bolt Non-Pro that we looked at last time. I have to tell you though, there's something about the simplicity of the Ultraloq U-Bolt locks that makes them super fun to use. The body of the outer part of the lock has a matte black finish that looks super cool and is different from the plain zinc body of the non-pro version. I do like the non-pro look better, but this one also has the same physical buttons rather than a touchscreen like many of the locks I've reviewed in the past. And I think this is a great feature because touchscreens can be more difficult to use in different weather conditions and also come with the problem of fingerprints. The interior part of the lock is a lot smaller than many of the locks I looked at previously and also has a matte black finish. All of the hardware needed is supplied, including a screwdriver, and also includes an optional door sensor that can be attached to the door frame and allows the auto lock function to work when it senses the door is closed. The shaft of the lock has a special shape, so you can't just use your existing deadbolt, you're going to have to remove that and replace it with the Ultraloq supplied one. After installing that, just attach the keypad to the outside of the door, slide the lock's cable through the hole of the door, and then slide it through the hole in the mounting plate. There's a notch at the bottom of the hole in the mounting plate that the cable should sit down inside. 2 screws are provided to secure the mounting plate to the keypad, and then you can connect the cable to the interior part of the lock. There are 2 screws that are underneath the battery cover that are used to attach the interior portion of the lock to the mounting plate. It's always good to test out the action of the lock at this point to make sure it's functioning smoothly and you don't need any adjustments. This is similar to how you test out a drill before you use it or a pair of tongs before you start grilling. You know what I mean. After this, you can install the 4 AA batteries that come with it and then put the battery cover back on. Next, you got to open up the UTech app once you've installed it and created an account if you need to, and walk through the setup of the lock there. The UTech app connects to your lock via Bluetooth and allows you to configure it. Part of the setup involves installing the optional door sensor. This sensor detects if the deadbolt is extended into your door frame, and it's going to allow the door to automatically lock after it's closed. When the setup is complete, it asks you if you want to add it to a Z-Wave hub, so if you put Home Assistant in inclusion mode, it pairs straight away. In Home Assistant, you get a lock entity, a battery level sensor, and a low battery level sensor. You also have a firmware indicator so you can see if the firmware is up to date. I'm not actually sure if this works. There is a current state of the door entity that remains unknown, and that optional door sensor that you installed doesn't show up in Home Assistant at all. Like the non-pro version, it doesn't have alarm level and alarm type sensors showing up in Home Assistant, so it won't tell you in Home Assistant if there's a lock jam or if it was open with keypad versus manually, and if it's open with keypad, who opened it, etc. That being said, this is a simple lock, and that's not always necessary. Like the non-pro version, the simplicity of this lock I think lends to its reliability and makes me want to use this as a daily driver for my deck door, so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Despite its simplicity, it technically does have 5 different ways that you can unlock it. You have the app, which uses Bluetooth, you have Z-Wave, you have the keypad, you have a fingerprint, and you have a physical key. The fingerprint sensor, in my opinion, does give it a leg up on most of the locks that I've looked at in the past because it's quick and reliable and a really nice way to enter the house quickly. You can add multiple users and multiple fingerprints in the app. Opening the lock via physical key is super cool because what you have to do is pull out on the bottom of the face of the lock, and then the whole face of the lock swings down, revealing a keyhole. I think this would be a deterrent from lock pickers because if they don't know the keyhole's there, they can't pick it. Like the non-pro version, the pro version is one of the quietest locks I've tested, and that bolt action is super smooth locking and unlocking. Another cool feature is that the button numbers are actually transparent and not just printed onto the button, meaning they're not going to easily rub off or get worn away with repeated use of the same buttons. When the lock is active, the light actually shines through the transparent numbers, which not only looks cool, but makes it easy to see in the dark. The only thing different that I'd like to see would be if they would offer a zinc version instead of just the matte black, because I don't think matte black matches with everyone's house. As far as security of the lock goes, I'm not an expert, but the lockpicking lawyer actually made a video where he covers the security of this lock, including some cool security features, so I'll leave a link to that, and it's well worth checking out if you want to know about security. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more like it. I do have some comparison videos coming up. I know it's been a while, but they're pretty exhausting, but I do have a few more coming up. If you want to support the channel, you can always become a member or pick up one of my custom t-shirts that I made. And if you have any questions or comments, either leave them down below or on my Discord. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya.